Today is Tuesday, August 2nd, 2010, one day after my trip to Maxwell Street. And I have a few thoughts about my trip. Steve Balkin had some good ideas that he expressed. Obviously, things aren't as good as they could be for the vendors. Fees are pretty high, so there can be some improvements made there. And as far as the bluesmen go, they promised stages, but there were no stages. But at least it was encouraging to see that Chainsaw DuPont was there. He's a real good, solid Chicago blues man, and that's a good thing to have someone like that inside the market playing. I hope that encourages others to come. There was another group, they were like soul music, but they were pretty good too, so it's good to have others as well. But it would be nice to get more blues players to come in there and to have some stages for them so they could really pump some new life into the market. You still have some different bluesmen and women on the outside, on the fringes, playing as in recent years too. So improvements can be made. The vendors could be getting better treatment, and still we need stages for the blues players to come inside the market too. This is the 5th year now that I have gone down to Maxwell Street. I think this will be my last time, but maybe someone else can go down in the future and do some documentaries and see how it's going there in Maxwell Street. One of the books that I really found helpful is called Images of America, Chicago's Maxwell Street, by Lori Grove and Laura Kamadulski. And this is a gem. I wish I had read this 5 years ago. I would have avoided some of my mistakes. I would have known a lot more. And I've sent all of my DVDs and the one that I'm doing for 2010 to the Maxwell Street Historic Preservation Coalition. They have a copy, as well as Chicago State University in their Maxwell Street archives. So copies of my 5 years of DVDs of Maxwell Street will be there. And if anybody wants to make copies of the DVD you're watching now, please feel free to do so. The main thing is to spread the word about Maxwell Street and the blues. Sometimes people wonder if the blues will die, and I don't think so, and I'm glad to report that. And one of the reasons that I saw recently on television gives me hope, and it's a little story about a blues camp that Fernando Jones started, and he's a professor at Columbia College in Chicago. And he's a great blues man, and he's a great promoter of the blues. And I'm going to show a little clip. It was a news story on Channel 7, and kids from all over came to take part in the blues camp. And then they got a chance to play in Buddy Guy's new restaurant. And Buddy Guy is another hope for the blues, because Buddy is getting up there in years, and he didn't have to start a new club, but he did that out of his love for the blues, and he wanted to give the new blues, up-and-coming blues people a venue where they can play and where they can get noticed and where they can develop their craft. And so those are real encouraging signs about the blues. And by the way, Buddy Guy, when he was looking for a location for his new club, he said the blues began in Chicago on Maxwell Street. So Buddy really knows the story of Maxwell Street as well. So I'm going to show a little clip now of that, and that gives me a lot of hope for the future of the blues.